cup up with some leans. Yeah, put my dick in your bitch plane. Yeah, rats.
Welcome to www.whatthefuckgoingon.com. You heard me? Anyways, where we at? So what I want to do here in this video is I want to put the steering shaft bushing back in here. Hold on, too close. Back in here from the rack to the zone right here. Boom, boom, boom. I want to put that in. This blue joint, it's gonna be a real pain in the ass to get off because I already started trying to get it off and it's still on there. So anyways, I want to put that back on there. Chase bays just sent me my fittings that I was missing, so I might throw those boys in there. So that right here, yeah, right there. Where are we at? Here we go. I'm gonna throw them boys back in there. I mean, throw them in there in general. Whoa. I know the rack itself has a little bit of juice in it, so whatever, but I plan on throwing on the tie rods, and I'm not gonna tighten everything because, like I said before, I really wanna buy a full suspension kit for the car. That way I can more lock in where the wheels are gonna sit, where my alignment's gonna actually be. This suspension is what the car was supposed to be on, but it's old school thought of how I should do angle back then, right? So just as a quick recap on that shit: 3-inch extended lower control arm, Power Max knuckle, original old school pro knuckle, and then I had someone make those for me, and then had somebody add 2 inches of this adjuster to offset the difference of the 3-inch lower control arm and where is it? And the inch rack spacer. So the rack spacer should push the tire out 25 mil. Then we got another, wow, that's a lot. Yeah. So yeah, 3 inches here, 1 inch there, which would equivalent to adding 2 inches here because it's already pushed out an inch, so it's only 2 inches difference. So I could actually use this tie rod, you know what I'm saying? Oh man. So yeah, and hey, hold up. Just so we're clear, this thing gets stupid fucking angle. I mean, it's not like it, you know, it shouldn't be quite like this, but you know, it gets a lot of lock. Hold on, move my leg. Hold up. Let me use the shoe. So it's not like it doesn't get, you know, a ton of lock, you know what I'm saying? But again, that was also old school thought. This is back in 2014, maybe, yeah, 14, maybe 15, that I came up with this, maybe 13, right, 13 to 15 range, that I came up with the idea to do it like this. And to be honest, not bad, you know what I'm saying? But to go that high, now that I know more about more angle and all that bullshit, now there's more information out there. I know that like the ball joint, to get it smooth to go lock to lock, would need to not be an OEM style ball joint, and that control arm's too thin. It ain't gonna work, but I knew that back then too anyways. But plus, like, the natural design, it works, it's probably cool. Honestly, this probably would work pretty good to do like reverse entries, because I'm sure the Ackerman is set up a certain way, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, first of all, fuck all that bullshit, because I ain't worried about that shit, right? Second of all, this is where the fuck we at. And I know you're probably tired of seeing this shit, but one, I don't give a fuck. Two, this is what I'm working on right now because I'm super excited that this car is just getting a little further and a little further. So you should be hyped for me, for you, for me at the same time. We should be hyped. Also, merch website up, running, and link in the description, all the descriptions for the last, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 videos, something like that, I don't know. This is one of the shirts here. Motherfucking pockets, gotta have this fucking shit. I've already used this pocket several times for some of the other shit I've done. So I got this and like a couple other shirts on there. So if you want, check it out, purchase some shit, do your thing, the baby. Anyways, enough rambling. Let me fucking get to fucking pulling this shit out, putting this steering shaft back in here, throwing some motherfucking tie rods on. I wanna put the car on the ground. Gotta pull these spacers off because the wheels, I don't know what the fuck they at. The back sides of the wheels are not able to, hold up. The back sides of the wheels can't go over these studs and these lugs. So the other spacers I have set the lug nut in the spacer because they're a little bit shorter. So I gotta throw those on there too. But basically, I just wanna have the car back on the ground, steering in general. I'm gonna do a general eyeball alignment. Do like a general eyeball alignment on that shit. And yeah, I think that's fucking it, honestly. Probably do some more shit. I don't know how the day's gonna fucking go. I don't see how the mood strikes me, you know what I'm saying? And then also, last but not least, I gotta pick, hold up, man. I gotta pick which one of these steering shaft bushings I'm gonna use because they're all different from each other depth-wise. So since I use the aluminum, let me see if I can zoom this bitch in. Since I use the aluminum rack bushings, it pushes the rack forward and down some, so it's further away. On top of the fact that I don't think that this pumpkin right here sits as tall as the R32 one by like literally like, we're talking like maybe 1/4 of an inch, but it's enough of a difference to make the steering shaft right here not bolt on. There's a flat spot on this shaft here, and in the steering rack there's a hollowed out section that the bolt goes through to bite everything closed. And that little 1/4 inch difference allows it to where the bolt won't go through that zone or the flat shaft here. So let's fucking do some shit around this bitch. Lil motherfucking breezy. All right, boom.
I need the D, the O, the P, the E, ride clean, the G, the L, E63, ooh wee, see chicken heads, they feed for me, you know, SIVE, WET, bitch. Yeah, motherfucker, great, Northside, weather with five,
First two in the boat with the Glock loaded, with so many heads in my comment, oh I'm golden. Fuck it in the female, I'm too rough to sugarcoat it. See a dead man walking next election, you be throwing. On the track, big stuff with the crack by my side. Get my bags, turn your hood to a back. Very circus, fuck a goopy, that's the truth. I play like EG, I got 99 problems, and not one that you gon' shoot me.
no, that ain't it. Get the fuck. In the motherfucker, let me know, I keep your mouth shut. Sicky make a million every time I get that mouse touch. Sicky with that bitch to make a motherfucking outshot. But don't make a bitch pay her to get the mouth fucked. Sick motherfucker, no my motherfucker. That white trash, hot tax, die motherfucker.
Had a word in my dick, I'm a prick, motherfucker. Life, hell, tough shit, I'm the big motherfucker.
Pulling on the chopper, know the bitch you live on chopper tools. Bitch seem like an opportunist, flocking just to check my new shit stuff.
All right, boom. I know it's simple. I know it's little, but in my opinion, big time progress because the car is back on the ground now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting more excited. I'm getting more hype. They're just gonna let me keep every little small thing I do just gets me closer to the car being back down the road. You know what I'm saying? So positive mindset always keeps you moving forward. As long as you're doing something to the vehicle that includes progression towards this process, you will always progress. You know what I'm saying? Sounds stupid, sounds obvious, but a lot of times, you know, it's easy to get discouraged and shit about projects like this, of how so far out they are from taking it so far down and so far apart, then not touching it for fucking years, and then now coming back to it, you know what I'm saying? So like to go from not knowing where the fuck you're at to going back, it's basically like, you know what I'm saying, mentally you just gotta keep the game strong of, okay, this is what I gotta do next, this is what I gotta do next. And I actually just started to make a list, a small list of the things the car needs. So every time I come in here, I'm gonna walk with that list and I'm gonna look at stuff and go, okay, this is next, okay, this is next, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at things. Bam, you heard? Damn, okay. Old girl, know I'm talking about, she out here in them streets. Hold up, can I ask you a question? What the fuck these is right here, dog? They race shoes though, you heard? Anyways, so let's go back at it, little baby. So what do we got? Ended up using the largest steering shaft bushing, which I'm assuming that's actually meant for, what's it called? When your rack is moved forward 25 mil, don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. I think that's what that's used for. But because the rack is moved forward some, and the distance of this part here, whatever you wanna call that, is I think a little bit shorter. I think between the two things, that equals maybe 1/2 inch of movement. So that's why I was able to use the thicker spacer. So I think that's about all she done writ, little baby. Put tie rods on there. It's not tight. The bolts are loose here. The bolts are loose here. The tie rods are snug, but like the adjustments are loose, so I could kind of fuck with the toe a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because the wheels turn to the right a little bit. I mean, the wheels turn this way, which is left, and the wheel still looks a bit, you know, not in line. Fender's not on the car, just resting on the car, obviously. And then this wheel, well, she going that way. That's the wrong way, little baby. Anyways, we got things, baby, we got things. Next up is gonna probably be the oil drain for this. I can kind of finish that. And there's a coolant port right there. I gotta plug that bitch up. Got the fitting for that the other day, actually. Gotta see if that's the piece I'm gonna use that's gonna go back here. That might not be it. I might have to buy a whole nother kit later for this anyways, whatever, we'll see. But yeah, it's pretty tight. I'm very excited how this actually turned out. It's kind of a pain in the ass, of course, it always is. Being that I can only move this so far down, I had trouble getting this in here. These bolts, you know what I'm saying? This one, these two, all 4 of them bolts that are in there. Those boys were giving me a little bit of trouble because everything only moved out so far, and using the biggest spacer, the bolts wouldn't really come out. I'm sure the bolts do come out if I were to hammer them enough to get them to like break loose and all the bullshit. But being that they were very good at staying in there, I decided not to do that, because if the nuts ever back off, fall off and get loose or whatever the case is, I know that with the way everything is, the steering shaft bushing won't fall out. It'll just be loose when I steer it, you know what I'm saying? So like, I can't be upset about that. So that's where the fuck we at here, you know what I'm saying? Got the girl a little bit shined up, know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make another video once I get into the interior. I'm gonna make a video in here doing some things, because, you know, gotta do the throttle cable, gotta do the clutch master. I have to do the clutch master, line, and master slave. I gotta do the whole unit, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna paint the clutch master black, so it's at least gloss black, so it matches this. That's something I kind of wanted back in the day, was for these things to kind of disappear and hide some. So what stands out is more the bay and like the engine itself, you know what I'm saying? How that's gonna look, I don't know. Could look really tacky, probably will look tacky and shitty versus having a nice, clean, brand new unit, which we already know this shit looks beautiful, baby. Beautiful. So, yeah. We're gonna close the bitch out right here. Know what I'm talking about? We're gonna close it out with the Night Kids, you hear me? Shout out to Night Kids, know what I'm talking about? But yeah, we're gonna close the bitch out right here. We're gonna see this right here. I'm getting more and more excited every time I work on the car. I mean, it's still a little bit pain in the ass, but every time I work in the car, I'm always cleaning more bolts, more bullshit. And it sucks because every time I clean these bolts by hand, they don't look clean. You know what I'm saying? I fucking hate that. I hate putting in the effort to not see the results, you know what I'm saying? So the bolts themselves are clean, but that's about it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, can't wait to get suspension on this bitch, some real suspension. This ain't bad, but it's not good. This is definitely 8 years ago thinking, roughly, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's it, shit's over. Pop it, lock it, drop it, but don't ever motherfucking stop it, baby. Boom!
What the fuck was that, Fred?
Consequences heavy, are you